Welcome to our channel Simply Mathematical. In this video, let us do the problem 11 to 19 of the exercise 6.2, okay, of the chapter 6 applications of derivative, okay, of class 12th, okay. Now, let us look at the 11th question. So the 11th question is, prove that the function f given by fx equal to x square minus x plus 1 is neither strictly increasing nor strictly decreasing on minus 1 comma 1. Okay, so what you are given a function fx equal to x square minus x plus 1. Okay, so this is given to you. Now you know how to solve this type of problems when you check whether a function is strictly increasing or strictly decreasing. The same method, okay, you have to use here. Now what we have to do here, we have to find f prime of x. Okay, so that is nothing but 2x minus 1, right? So if you take 2 common from here, you will get 2 times x minus half, right? Then the next step is you have to put f prime of x equal to 0. Okay, so you can see that you will get 2 times x minus half equal to 0. So what you get is x minus half is equal to 0, right? Dividing both sides of the equation by 2, so that means x is equal to half, right? Now if you look at the number line, okay, if you look at the number line here, so this is minus infinity, this is infinity. Okay, now the half divides this real number line into two parts. Okay, now in the problem it is said that prove that the function is neither strictly increasing nor strictly decreasing on this interval minus 1 comma 1. Okay, so if this is minus 1 here and if this is 1, okay, then what we have to do is only we have to check the sign of f prime of x in this interval. Okay, minus 1 to 1, right? We don't need to check the values uh, less than minus 1 and greater than 1. Okay, so only this interval we have to check. Okay, so what you will get, see, if you take any number, okay, which is between minus 1 and half, right? So let us say, okay, and if you check f prime of that at that point, so let us say you are taking the point here as minus 0.5, okay, minus 0.5. So you can see that f prime at minus 0.5 will be 2 times minus 0.5 minus half, right? Just substitute x in this. Okay, so what you will get, 2 times minus 0.5 is half minus half, so that is 2 times minus 1. Okay, so that is minus 2, which is less than 0, right? So you know that even if we check one value and get the sign which is there, that is here it is negative, then for the whole interval it is negative. Okay, we are taking the value between minus 1 and half. Okay, this interval we are taking. Okay, so what you say, you conclude that f prime of x, okay, f prime of x is negative, right, for all x belonging to the interval minus 1 to half, because this half divides this interval into 2, right? So we have to take minus 1 to half only, right? Yes, we are not taking this value, but when you take this value you have to go up to half only. Okay, so you get this, right? So that is f prime of x less than 0. Now what if we check value here? Okay, so if you take one value which is between half and 1, so let us say f prime of 0.7 if you check. Okay, so what you'll get, if you substitute this in this here, you'll get 2 times 0.7 minus this half is what, 0.5, right? So which is equal to 2 times 0.2, which is 0.4. Okay, here 2 times 0.7 minus 0.5 is 2 times, this is 0.2, so you get 0.4, which is greater than 0, right? So what will happen in this interval? In this interval, f prime of x will be positive, right? This sign, right? So you get f prime of x is positive for all x belonging to half to 1. Okay, so what you get is, this implies fx is decreasing, okay, in -1 to half, and fx is increasing in half comma 1. Okay, so see, in this interval what happens, you cannot say whether the function is increasing, strictly increasing or strictly decreasing. Okay, because here it is strictly decreasing, here it is strictly increasing, right? So for some part of the interval, that is this, the function is decreasing, and for the some part of interval it is increasing, right? So you cannot say whether it is strictly decreasing or strictly increasing. So that is, fx is neither strictly increasing nor strictly decreasing, okay, in -1 to 1. Okay, so that was the 11th problem. Now let us go to the 12th one. Okay, 12th one is what? Which of the following functions are strictly decreasing on the open interval 0 comma pi by 2? Okay, so that is the question. So you are given interval here, okay, that is 0 comma pi by 2, right? And for the a part, the function fx is given as what? Cos 2x. Okay, I am taking it as fx. Okay, so let fx be equal to the first function cos 2x. Okay, now see this, see, now this x here belongs to where, or in which interval we have to take this x? We have to take the x in this interval. Why? Because we have to check whether this function is strictly decreasing on this interval only. Okay, so we have to take one x in this interval, right? So if x belongs to 0 comma pi by 2, that means it is 0 less than x less than pi by 2. Okay, the inequality is strict because it is open on both sides. Okay, so 0 less than x less than pi by 2, right? Now what we want is 2x here. Okay, so what we have to do is multiply by 2 here. So what you will get? 2 times 0 less than 2 times x less than 2 times pi by 2. Okay, so that is 2 times 0 is 0, less than 2x, right, less than 2 and 2 gets cancelled, pi. Okay, so where does 2x belongs? 2x belong to 0 comma pi. Okay, so this is where the 2x belongs. Okay, now see, we have to check whether the function is strictly decreasing, right? So what we have to find? F prime of x. Okay, otherwise we cannot check the uh, whether the function is strictly increasing or strictly decreasing. Okay, so f prime of x will be what? Derivative of cos, that is minus sine, okay, 2x, right? When this is not x, okay, when the function inside this function is not x, what we do? We do the chain rule, right? So that is derivative of 2x, that is 2, right? So what you will get? Minus 2 times sine 2x, right? So this is what you will get. Now to check the sign of this, okay, that is f prime of x, we have to check the sign of this, right? So for that, what we have to do is we have to look at this function sine of 2x, okay, and for that what we will use is this, okay, all silver teacup concept, okay, all silver teacup concept you already know, right? So this is 0, this is pi by 2, this is pi, this is 3 pi by 2, right? This is the origin, and you have to write same here, right? Opposite, okay, same and opposite. See, if you don't know this rule, I have done one video on this, okay, a special video for 11th class, okay. You can check this, check that video in the playlist, okay. Now, see, here what we have is minus 2 times sine 2x here, right? So, if you look at this function sine, okay, first we have to write what all silver teacup, right? That is all trigonometric functions are positive, sine is positive, tan is positive here, cos is positive, okay. So what you have here is sine 2x, and this 2x belongs where? This 2x belongs to 0 to pi, okay, in this interval 2x is, right? So now what we can say is f prime of x, okay, f prime of x is what? See, sine of 2x here, when 2x will belong to this interval, okay. See, first we will check the 2x in this interval, that is 0 to pi by 2, okay. We have to check here first, okay. So what about sine there? When 2x is between 0 and pi by 2 here, okay, what is the sign of sine? It is positive, right? This is positive. So what you will get is positive multiplied by negative, that is negative, okay. So minus 2 sine x is negative, right, for all x belonging to which interval? 0 to pi by 4, okay, because see, x will belong to 0 to pi by 4 when 2x belongs to 0 to pi by 2, or in the other way 2x will belong to 0 to pi by 2, okay, means what? X belongs to 0 to pi by 4, okay. This you have to understand here, right? This is important. When 2x will belong to this, okay, here we are taking 2x, right? So when 2x will belong to that interval, when x will belong to 0 comma pi by 4, because our domain is restricted to this only, okay. We cannot take 0 to pi, this domain, this is for 2x, okay, but x varies where? X varies between 0 to pi by 2, okay. So when 2x will belong to this, that means x should be between 0 and pi by 4, okay. So you get this, and f prime of x, which is equal to minus 2 sine 2x, is again negative, right? If you take this interval, so if you take 2x here, that is between pi by 2 to pi, then again this will be negative. Why? Sine is positive in the second quadrant also, okay. Sine is positive in the second quadrant also, so positive, okay, positive multiplied by negative is negative. So for all x belonging to, now where does x will belong? See, we want 2x belonging to which interval? Pi by 2 to pi, okay, here. So x will belong to where? Sorry, pi by 2 to pi here, okay, 90 to 180. So x will belong where? X should belong to pi by 4 to pi by 2, okay. Just divide this 2 to this. So if you divide this 2 to this, pi by 4 you will get, and if you divide this 2 to this, you will get pi by 2, okay. So by doing that, you see that x belong to pi by 4 to pi by 2, okay. So pi by 4 to pi by 2, right? So what we get is f prime of x is negative for all x belonging to 0 to pi by 2. Okay, so any x you take, you are getting the same thing. Okay, even if you take pi by 4, what you are getting here, if you take pi by 4, okay, let us see that. Okay, at pi by 4, let us see. So at x equal to pi by 4 we have to take, because see, this is the open interval which we have taken. Okay, this is the open interval. So and this is also open, so you're not taking the value pi by 4 here. Okay, but pi by 4 is there inside this interval. Okay, so we have to take pi by 4. Okay, and check what is the value of f prime of x. Okay, so if we check that f prime of pi by 4, so that is nothing but just substitute the value x in this. Okay, this minus 2 times sine of, okay, minus 2 times sine of 2 times pi by 4, right? So that is nothing but minus 2 times sine of 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, pi by 2, right? So which is nothing but minus 2 times 1, which is minus 2, which is negative, right? So again what you get, f prime of pi by 4 is also negative, right? So what you conclude is f prime of x is negative for all x belonging to 0 to pi by 2. Okay, this is the conclusion, right? We have checked all the conditions. So what we conclude, fx which is equal to cos 2x is strictly decreasing on 0 comma pi by 2. Okay, so this is the 12th question. Okay, now let us go to the 13th. So 13th is what? It is okay, we have to see the b c d part. Okay, we have not seen that. Okay, b is what? You have fx equal to cos 2x. Okay, for the same problem, 12th, we are not done yet. Okay, so for the same problem, what we have, fx equal to cos 2x, right? So now, first was cos x, I have taken cos 2x, right? So here actually I have solved the b part. Okay, so I'll write b here. So for b you get strictly decreasing. Okay, sorry. And then for a, let us see, the a function is what? Fx equal to cos x, right? But the same thing here you have to do. Okay, so what you do is you take x belong to 0 to pi by 2, right? Then what we have to check is f prime of x, which is nothing but minus sin x. Okay, now minus sin x is less than 0, okay, for all x belonging to 0 to pi by 2, right? So if we look at the coordinate axis, okay, this is 0, this is pi by 2, right? And this here is all silver teacup. Now x belongs to where? 0 to pi by 2. So in this interval, okay, so in this interval all are positive, right? So this part will be positive, okay, and positive multiplied by negative will give you negative. Okay, so that is how you get f prime of x as negative for all x belonging to 0 to pi by 2. So fx equal to cos x is decreasing, right, in 0 to pi by 2. Okay, so that is the a part. Now let us go to the c part, so that is cos 3x. So the function here is cos 3x. Okay, so now what you have to look at is this 3x. Now if x belongs to 0 to pi by 2, that means 3x will belong to where? So 0 comma pi by, just divide this by 3, so pi by 6 you will get. Okay, so 3x will belong to where, sorry, not divide, multiply. Okay, so just multiply this by 3, because this is 3 times x. Okay, so 0 or 3 multiplied by 0 is 0 comma 3 pi by 2 you will get. Okay, so this is what you get. So if you look at f prime of x, that is the derivative of this, what you will get is minus sine 3x, right, multiplied by derivative of this, that is 3. So f prime of x will be nothing but minus 3 sine 3x. Okay, so if you look at the coordinate axis here, right, this is 0, this is pi by 2, this is pi, this is 3 pi by 2, right, then this is all silver teacup. Okay, this is what you have. Then the angle is, or the x belongs to where? Okay, x belongs to 0 to pi by 2, but we have to check this because the function is having that term. Okay, so 3x will be from 0 to 3 pi by 2. Okay, here in this, right? So we have to check the sign of f prime of x, where first for this, then for this, and then for this. Okay, right, because the signs are different for each quadrants. Okay, so let us see first f prime of x, what it is when 3x belongs to the first quadrant. Okay, when 3x will belong to the first quadrant, then this will be positive. Okay, this is positive and this is negative, so negative you will get. So minus sine 3x is negative, right, for all x. Okay, belonging to where now, that you have to see. Okay, now 3x varies from where to where? 0 to 3 pi by 2. Okay, so x should vary where, when it varies from 0 to pi by 2. See, if you have this, this is what you have, right, 0 less than, okay, less than 3x less than, now we are taking only up to pi by 2, so we have to take this pi by 2. Okay, 0 less than 3x less than pi by 2. Okay, this is the entire domain of 3x, but only we have to check this right now. So 0 is less than 3x less than pi by 2. So if we divide by 3 here, okay, what we will get? 0 less than x less than pi by 6. Okay, if you divide by 3, right, 0 by 3 is 0 less than x less than pi by 6. Okay, so x belongs to 0 to pi by 6. Okay, so for that x, what is the sign of f prime of x? It is negative. Okay, now if we check f prime of x, okay, that is minus 3 sine 3x. Okay, for this here, so x where is where, that also you have to check. Okay, and first we have to check the sign of this, right, f prime of x. So here sign is positive. Okay, and positive multiplied by negative is negative, so this is negative for all x belong to where, that we have to check. Okay, so if you look at this interval, okay, so 3x is where, 3x is where, pi by 2 to pi. Okay, right, 3x is here because we are looking at that sign only, right, the sign when you have the term 3x. So the angle is 3x, so the 3x, now we are taking it here, we got the sign as negative. Now we have to check where does the x varies. Okay, so pi by 2 less than 3x less than pi. Now if we divide by 3, what we will get? Pi by 6 less than x less than pi by 3. Okay, so what you are getting is pi by 6 comma pi by 3. Okay, the interval for x. Okay, so now what we got is this. Now we have to check f prime of x equal to minus sine 3x in this quadrant. Okay, in this quadrant, so that is from pi to 3 pi by 2. Okay, from pi to 3 pi by 2. So you know that sine is negative in this third quadrant. Okay, this is negative in the third quadrant, right? Negative multiplied by negative is positive. Okay, now this is for all x belonging to which interval that we have to check. Yes, 3x belongs to this. Okay, so x will belong to where, that we have to check, right? So if we check that, so now pi is less than 3x less than 3 pi by 2. Okay, that is the interval for 3x. Now if we divide by 3 throughout, what we are getting? We are getting pi by 3, right, less than x less than, here 3 and the divided 3 will get cancelled. Okay, you are dividing by 3, so this 3 and 3 will get cancelled. What you are getting is pi by 2. Okay, pi by 2 you will get, right? So what we got is pi by 3 comma pi by 2. Okay, so this is what we got. Now see this, we are not taking which values, this pi by 6, then pi by 6 here. Okay, and then also pi by 3 we are not taking. See, so we have to check the sign of f prime of x at that point also. So f prime of what, pi by 6 first we have to check, right? We are not taking these values, and these values are in this interval. Okay, that is why we have to check the value of f prime at those points. So f prime of pi by 6 is what? It is this, minus 3 times sine 3 multiplied by pi by 6. Okay, here, so which is what? Which is minus 3 sine pi by 2, which is minus 3, right, multiplied by 1, which is minus 3, which is less than 0. So this is less than 0 at pi by 6. Okay, now f prime at pi by 3 we have to check. Okay, so what we will get is minus 3 times sine of 3 multiplied by pi by 3. So 3 and 3 will get cancelled. You will get minus 3 times sine of pi. Okay, so that is minus 3 multiplied by 0, which is 0. Okay, so this 0 will not help, we have to get negative. So but what we got, see, we got negative here. Okay, we want that the function is strictly decreasing. Okay, or in other words, we have to check whether which function is strictly increasing. But here what you are getting, negative and negative, this is okay, right? We will get strictly decreasing here. Now what about this? What about this? This is greater than 0. So fx is strictly increasing in this interval. Okay, right, and this interval belongs to this interval. So you see that for some part of the interval, that is this, the fx is, or f prime of x is negative, and for some part it is positive. So that is fx is strictly decreasing for some part of the interval and strictly increasing for some part of the interval. Okay, so what we can say is, therefore fx is strictly decreasing, okay, on 0 comma pi by 3, right? Okay, because for those points the fx is, f prime of x is negative, so fx is strictly decreasing on this interval, and fx is strictly increasing, okay, on this interval. pi by 3 to pi by 2, right? So we cannot say that fx is strictly decreasing, right? So we will write it at the end. Okay, so now let us take the function fx equal to 10x, that is the d. Okay, now what is f prime of x here? It is sec square x, okay, which is positive for all x belonging to 0 to pi by 2. For any x this is positive, so in particular for this interval, okay, this is square of some number, so positive, right, for all x belonging to 0 to pi by 2. Okay, so therefore fx is strictly increasing, okay, on 0 to pi by 2, right? Now the question was which functions are strictly decreasing on the entire interval 0 to pi by 2. Okay, so what are the functions? So the function a here is strictly decreasing, okay, this is strictly, right, and the function b also is strictly decreasing, right? So what is the answer? A and b are strictly decreasing, right, on 0 to pi by 2. Okay, so this is the answer, right, for the 13th problem. Now let us go to the 14th problem. Now the 14th problem is here, find the least value of a such that the function f given by fx equal to x square plus ax plus 1 is strictly increasing on the interval, open interval 1 comma 2. Okay, so what is given? You are given a function fx equal to x square plus ax plus 1. Okay, so what we have to do is find f prime of x, right, so which is 2x plus a. Now what is the question? We have to find, okay, least value of a, okay, such that fx is strictly, okay, to find this a least value of a such that fx is strictly increasing, right, on 1 comma 2. Okay, this is what we have to do, find the least value of a such that fx is strictly increasing on 1 comma 2. So which value we can take? Okay, that is the question. For a, which value we can take such that fx is strictly increasing? So that means f prime of x should be positive, okay, for all x, right, in this interval. Okay, so such value of a you have to take, right? So what we will do is take, let a be equal to minus 2. Okay, let us take a equal to minus 2. See, what we want is positive, right? So we will see why we have to take a minus 2. So let a is equal to minus 2. So if we take that, it is f prime of x will be what? 2x minus 2, right? A is minus 2. Okay, now what will happen when x will belong to 1 comma 2, right? That we have to check. So this should be positive, okay, this should be positive, right? So now suppose what we have is this, okay, and we have to get this as positive, right? So if we take this 1 less than x less than 2, okay, because x belongs to this. Now what we want is 2x, so multiply by 2 throughout, so 2 times 1, that is 2, less than 2x less than 4. Okay, so that means if we subtract throughout by minus 2, what we will get? 2 minus 2 less than 2x minus 2 less than 4 minus 2. Okay, so that is 0 is less than 2x minus 2 less than 2. That is 0 is less than f prime of x, right? This is f prime of x, right? This much only we want, right? This is also okay, but what do you have here? This implies f prime of x is greater than 0, right, for all x belonging to 1 comma 2, right? That is what we got. See, we have taken one x in the interval 1 comma 2, right, because we have to check the problem for that interval only. Okay, so x belongs to that interval 1 comma 2, 1 less than x less than 2. Okay, so we want this now, okay, to be positive, so we have to bring it here and check whether we get positive. Okay, so what we did first, we subtracted minus 2, so you got 0 less than 2x minus 2 less than 2. Then you know that this is f prime of x, right? So that is greater than 0, and it is for any x belonging to this interval. Okay, so therefore a equal to minus 2 is the least value. Okay, and it is a least value. Why? Because see, even if we take minus 1 here, okay, as a, then we will get the condition, okay, f prime of x greater than 0, but we want to take the least value. Okay, so that is, if you take any number which is less than minus 2, right, then the condition won't be satisfied. Okay, now let us go to the 15th problem. Okay, the 15th problem is this: let I be any interval disjoint from minus 1 comma 1. Okay, prove that the function f given by fx equal to x plus 1 by x is strictly increasing on I. Okay, this I is this here, right? So what we are given? We are given a function fx equal to x plus 1 by x, right? So what we have to check is, or we have to prove that the function is strictly increasing. So f prime of x you have to check, right? The same method. So the derivative of x is 1, and the derivative of 1 by x is what? It is minus 1 by x square. Okay, derivative of 1 by x is derivative of x raised to minus 1, right? This we can write as x raised to minus 1. So the derivative of this is minus 1 multiplied by x raised to minus 1 minus 1. So that is minus x raised to minus 2. So that is minus 1 by x square, right? So that is the derivative. So this is what we got. Okay, now if we simplify this, we will get f prime of x equal to x square minus 1 divided by x square. Okay, so here we can use what formula? Formula for a square minus b square. So I am writing x square minus 1 as this, x square minus 1 square divided by x square. Okay, so that is nothing but x minus 1 multiplied by x plus 1 divided by x square. Okay, because this is a square minus b square, which is a minus b multiplied by a plus b. Okay, now see, if we want to check the sign of f prime of x, right, we have to first put f prime of x equal to 0, right? That is the step. So f prime of x equal to 0 we have to put, right? Now see, that is nothing but x minus 1 multiplied by x plus 1 divided by x square equal to 0, right? So now if we take x not equal to 0, then we can divide x square on both sides, and we will get x minus 1 multiplied by x plus 1 equal to 0 if x is not equal to 0. Okay, now you see that the number line is divided into how many parts? This is minus infinity to infinity. So this is what, see, you have to check how many parts the number line is divided. Okay, So from here what you are getting, x equal to 1, x equal to minus 1, right? So x equal to minus 1, this is x equal to 1, right? Okay, so this interval, the real line is divided into 3 parts. Okay, but the question is what, let I be any interval disjoint from minus 1 comma 1. Okay, so let I be any interval disjoint from minus 1 comma 1, right? So we have to take which interval, this interval first, and then any interval inside this interval. Okay, any interval you can take, okay, but not this. So you should not take this interval, okay, minus 1 to 1, right? We have to take interval which are disjoint from this interval, right? So any interval here you can take. Okay, so only we have to check the signs where in this, right? Only we have to check the signs for these values. So you see that if you make the table, okay, here you can make the table. Okay, so or directly we can write, so f prime of x is nothing but x minus 1 multiplied by x plus 1 divided by x square. Okay, so x equal to 0 is not taken because 0 is here, right? So we are taking only the intervals here, we are not taking any point in this interval, so 0 is not there, so no question of 0 here. Okay, so this is defined. Okay, so see now what happens here, if you take x in this interval, okay, here anywhere here, right, what you will get, you will get negative. Okay, you will get negative. Okay, you can see that if you take minus 1.5 here, so minus 1.5 minus 1 multiplied by minus 1.5 plus 1 divided by minus 1.5 the whole square, right? So this is what, this is minus 2.5 multiplied by, this is minus 0.5 divided by, this is positive. Okay, any number you take, this is positive. So what you get is 2.5 multiplied by 0.5, right, because minus minus is plus, divided by this minus 1.5 the whole square. So this is positive, you can see that. Okay, so this is positive for all x belonging to which interval, minus infinity comma minus 1. Okay, and any interval, okay, any interval inside this is positive. Okay, so now if you check f prime of x here, okay, in this, what you will get, so f prime of x is nothing but x minus 1 multiplied by x plus 1 divided by x square. Okay, so if you take any point here, say 1.5 if you take, so you will get 1.5 minus 1 multiplied by 1.5 plus 1, right, divided by 1.5 the whole square. Okay, so you will get 0.5 multiplied by 2.5 divided by, okay, 1.5 the whole square, so which is positive, right? So you get what, positive. Okay, for all x belonging to 1 to infinity, right? So if I belongs to any of this interval, okay, or if I not belongs to, it is not an element. Okay, so let I is a subset of, you are taking a set, okay, which is an interval, so minus infinity comma minus 1 union 1 to infinity. Okay, be any interval. Okay, so you are taking this interval here in this or this, so union is there. Okay, this is or, no, so you are taking any interval I in this or this, so be any interval here, what you get, f prime of x is positive for all x belonging to that interval, right? We have checked for any point in in this as well as this, okay, here. So we can take any interval, and for any point in that interval you will get f prime of x is positive, okay. So what you get, fx is increasing on I, okay. So hence what you get is, for any interval, okay, I, which is a subset of this minus infinity comma minus 1 union 1 to infinity, okay, fx is strictly increasing, okay, because we are taking open intervals here, right, because we are taking open intervals, right. Okay, now let us go to the 16th problem. So the 16th problem is what? Prove that the function f given by fx equal to log sin x is strictly increasing on this, okay, open 0 comma pi by 2 and strictly decreasing on pi by 2 comma pi, okay. So that is the question here. So now see, you have what, fx equal to log of sin x, right. So we have to only check the strictly increasing and strictly decreasing on what, this interval 0 comma pi by 2, okay, and pi by 2 comma pi. So these are the intervals on which you have to check, okay. Here you have to check that the function is strictly increasing, right, and here you have to check that the function is strictly decreasing, okay. This you have to check, right. So now what we have to do, the same thing, f prime of x we have to find, okay. So that is the derivative of log of sin x, right. So that is equal to what, 1 by sin x, right, and this is not x, okay, this function here is not x, so we have to take the derivative of that, that is the chain rule, right. So which is equal to 1 by sin x multiplied by cos x, okay, and which is equal to what, cot x, right. Cos x divided by sin x is cot x. Now if you look at the concept all silver teacup, okay, here, so this is 0, this is pi by 2, this is pi, okay, all are positive here, sign is positive, right. So what you get, so we get that this implies f prime of x, right, which is equal to cot x is what, positive, right, positive in this, because all ratios are positive here, all trigonometric functions are positive. So in particular cot x is positive for all x belonging to 0 to pi by 2, right, and f prime of x equal to cot x is negative, right, in this interval, that is what, for all x belonging to pi by 2 to pi, okay. So what we have got is, therefore fx is strictly what, increasing, right, positive, no, f prime of x, so strictly increasing on 0 to pi by 2, right, and strictly, okay, decreasing on what, on pi by 2 to pi, right, pi by 2 to pi, okay, this is what we have. So this was the problem number 16. Now let us go to the problem number 17, okay. So problem number 17, the problem number 17 is to prove that, okay, prove that the function f given by fx equal to log cos x is strictly decreasing on 0 comma pi by 2 and strictly increasing on pi by 2 comma pi, okay. So this question is similar to the 16th one, right. So only the function is little different. So fx is equal to log of cos x is given. Okay, so f prime of x will be what? 1 by cos x, right? Derivative of log cos x multiplied by, not derivative of log cos x, derivative of log x. Okay, so 1 by this function cos x. Now this function is not x, so we have to take the derivative of this, that is minus sin x. Okay, so you will get f prime of x equal to minus sin x divided by cos x, right? So f prime of x will be minus tan x. Okay, now if you consider the concept of all silver teacup, okay, you know that all are positive here. Sign is positive. Okay, this is 0, this is pi by 2, this is pi, right? This is the origin. So what you are getting? You are getting that f prime of x, which is nothing but minus tan x, is negative, right? Why? Negative where? For all x belonging to 0 to pi by 2, right? Why? Because see, all are positive here, right? So this here is positive, right? But positive multiplied by negative is negative. Okay, so you are getting negative. So what you get is f prime of x is equal to negative for all x. Okay, f prime of x is negative, that is less than 0 for all x belonging to the interval 0 comma pi by 2. Okay, and f prime of x is, okay, f prime of x which is minus tan x is positive, right, for all x belonging to pi by 2 to pi. Why? Because you can see that sine is only positive here, that means cosec is positive, rest all are negative. Okay, so tan is negative here, right? Tan is negative, so negative is positive. Okay, so you get this. So this implies what? Fx is strictly decreasing, okay, on 0 comma pi by 2 and strictly increasing, right, on where pi by 2 comma pi. Okay, so that was the 17th question. Okay, now let us go to the 18th one. So the 18th one is what? 18th one is this: prove that the function given by fx equal to x cube minus 3x square plus 3x minus 100 is increasing in R. Okay, so you have to prove that this function fx, okay, is increasing in R. So if you look at the function, that is fx equal to x cube, right, minus 3x square plus 3x minus 100. Okay, so if you take the derivative of this, you will get what? 3x square minus 6x plus 3, right? So this is what? This is f prime of x equal to, I mean this implies what? F prime of x equal to 3, you can take common, x square minus 3x, 2x, sorry, plus 1 you will get, right? So that means f prime of x will be what? 3 times x square minus 2x plus 1 is what? X minus 1 the whole square, right? And this is positive, right, for all x belonging to R. See, any x you take, okay, or yeah, any x you take, what you will get? A number, okay, which is negative or positive, right? And that number square will be always positive. Okay, so this is always positive for any x belonging to the real numbers, right? So this implies fx is increasing, in fact strictly increasing. Why? Because okay, we have to only prove that it is increasing. Okay, so is increasing on R, right? Okay, we have to only prove that it is increasing. So since f prime of x is greater than 0 for all x belonging to R, fx is increasing on R. Okay, now that was the 18th problem. So let us go to the 19th. The 19th is this. Okay, the interval in which y is equal to x square multiplied by e raised to minus x is increasing in, okay, this is in which interval they are asking. Okay, the interval in which y equal to x square multiplied by e raised to minus x is increasing, is sorry, this is only, right, this is correct. The interval in which y equal to x square multiplied by e raised to minus x is increasing is, we have to check. Okay, so what we are given is the function, that is y equal to x square multiplied by e raised to minus x, right? So we can write this as fx, okay, equal to y equal to x square minus e raised to x. Okay, let, right, let we have to write. Okay, now see, if we check what is f prime of x, that is nothing but derivative of x square multiplied by e raised to minus x, right? So that means f prime of x is equal to, this is the u-v rule, okay, product rule in differentiation, right? So u derivative of e raised to minus x plus v into derivative of u, that is x square. So f prime of x is nothing but x square multiplied by minus e raised to minus x plus e raised to minus x multiplied by 2x. Okay, so what it is, f prime of x equal to, if you take e raised to minus x common here, what you will get, minus x square plus 2x. Okay, so now we can simplify this as, so this implies f prime of x is equal to e raised to minus x. Here you can take x common, right? So x multiplied by minus x plus 2, right, or f prime of x equal to, if you take, okay, e raised to minus x, okay, before that we will write this e raised to minus x. If you take minus and common, what you will get, minus x multiplied by x minus 2. Okay, this is what you will get. Now where does the x belongs? So that what we have to do is, we have to check the intervals which are given, right? So see, so suppose you take the a, the interval a is given as minus infinity to infinity. Okay, so if x belongs to this interval, what will happen? See, this is the a interval given, okay, here. So if this we take, then what we will get, f prime of x, which is nothing but e raised to minus x, okay, minus of x, x minus 2, right? This is what we have. Okay, so if we take x belong to this, suppose, okay, so let x be equal to what, say 0 point, say 1 if you take, okay, 1 if you take, what you will get, f prime of 1 is e raised to minus 1 minus 1 minus 1 minus 2. Okay, oh, you are getting it positive. So if we take x equal to minus 1, okay, so minus 1, so what we are getting, so we will get minus of minus 1 here, right here, then minus of minus 1 here, and this is minus 1, right? So what we are getting is f of minus 1, okay, we are taking minus 1, right, e raised to 1 multiplied by 1 multiplied by minus 3, so that is minus 3 times e. Okay, so this is negative, right, e is 2.71 positive, okay, positive 2.71 multiplied by minus 3 is negative, so we won't get the option. Okay, this is not the correct option. Okay, we will not get the correct answer. Okay, so B if you take, that is minus 2 comma 0. Okay, so what you can say about f prime of x, that is e raised to minus x into x minus 2. Okay, so if you take this, right, what we will get is, if you take any value and check, you won't get the answer. Okay, you will get increasing. Okay, say if you take x equal to minus 1, if you take, so f of minus 1 will be the same thing, right? This only we are doing actually. Okay, e multiplied by 1 multiplied by minus 3, so that is minus 3e, which is negative again, right? So this option is also not correct, this was also not correct. Okay, then we'll take 2 comma infinity. So f prime of x will be what? E raised to minus x, I mean is what? E raised to minus x multiplied by minus x multiplied by x minus 2. Okay, so if we take x equal to say 3, okay, are we getting the answer? See, f prime of 3, we will not get the answer, right? E raised to minus 3, then minus 3 times 3 minus 2, right? So that is e raised to minus 3. Okay, minus 3 times 1, so that is minus 3 times e raised to minus 3. Okay, so which is nothing but minus 3 times 1 by e raised to 3, right? Minus 3 divided by e raised to 3, which is positive, right? This is positive, this is negative, so this is negative, sorry. Okay, negative. So again we won't get the answer. Okay, for this we want increasing, please remember that. Okay, f prime of x should be positive for all x. So now if we take 0 comma 2, right, now we cannot take an example and check here, we have to prove it that f prime of x is positive, right? So what is f prime of x? E raised to minus x multiplied by, okay, x minus 2. Okay, we have to say that f prime of x is positive for all x. Okay, so what is this? Is x into e raised to minus x multiplied by x minus 2. Okay, so see, minus x, right, is negative. Okay, minus x is negative for all x belonging to 0 to 2, because this is positive, x is positive. So minus x is negative for all x belonging to open interval 0 to 2. Okay, e raised to minus x is always positive, right, for all x belonging to 0 to 2. You know this exponential function is always positive for any x. Okay, now here x minus 2 if you take is negative, right, for all x belonging to 0 to 2, right? This is negative. Okay, you can see that any x you take, you will get negative, right? Okay, or if you want to say this, then what you do is, see this, if you take x between this 0 less than x less than 2, right, and what you want is x minus 2. So if you take here, if you subtract minus 2 throughout the inequality, you will get minus 2 less than x minus 2 less than 2 minus 2. So minus 2 is less than x minus 2 less than 0. So you get this here, see. Okay, so this is what you can look at. Okay, and then you conclude that x minus 2 is negative. So from all these three, what you get, from all these three you get that minus e raised to x right? Our f prime of x was what? Where it is? Okay, so our f prime of x was this, right here. Okay, so if we want to write, right, minus x e raised to minus x multiplied by x minus 2, right, that is f prime of x. So f prime of x is minus e raised to minus x times x minus 2. So this is what? Positive, right? And oh, we had taken minus x, right? So we will write f prime of x as minus x e raised to minus x times x minus 2, right? So this is negative, this is positive, and this is negative, right? So the whole thing here will be what? Positive, right? Negative is positive. Okay, multiplied by positive will be positive. Okay, for all x belong to 0 to 2, right? So what we get is fx is increasing on 0 to 2. Okay, so that was the 19th problem. Okay, so that's it in the video, guys. If you have liked my video, please hit the like button and subscribe my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.